We're going live.
We are going live.
Wiley, successful?
Yeah, Wiley?
Yeah.
Yay! We're live.
We are live on Facebook, everybody. We're a couple of minutes. We're like, Jessica, we're a few minutes early, but we were so excited to get the party started. We were like, hey, let's just jump right on. So,
well, we have to be honest. The party is started.
That's right.
Totally.
The party has started. Let's go ahead and share my screen, and then I'm gonna go ahead and broadcast us out. So let's do it.
Perfect.
I think we are live for the $100,000 App Showdown Appy Hour Takeover. Yay!
Yay!
Super excited.
Awesome.
We have a record number of people on our call today.
It's fabulous. And we have some extra fun attire today. I whipped out my green beads and some green earrings. And Heather, you've got...
I've got my little bow.
Yeah.
A quick bow. And I'm wearing my Appy Hour t-shirt, but you can't really see it.
Me too. I got it on.
Yep.
I'm representing.
Awesome. And Diane is joining us from Lakewood, Ohio. So everybody say hello to Diane.
Hi, Diane.
Hi,
Diane.
And Liz, are you able to monitor the Facebook page for?
I am. I've got it going.
For some questions, because I've got the Q&A and the chat open, for Zoom for all our lovely Zoom viewers. But I'm out of monitors, so I can't look at Facebook.
Yeah, I've got it. So anything
Awesome.
that comes in, I'm on it.
Awesome. Very good. Well, we're just about to 4 o'clock where we will get this party started.
I think all of us finalists can say that from our many Twitter chats together, we're all about the multiple screens.
Oh.
You got to have
Yes,
3
certainly.
screens.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have to these days.
Twitter chat is my cardio.
Yeah, I get a little, just, oh, God.
Who said that? Who said Twitter chat's cardio? Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Longest hour, super fun, but woo.
Oh, right? Oh, it is. It's exhausting. It is super fun, but it's a lot of thinking. Definitely. So, Liz, you want to kick us off today?
I would love to kick us off.
I know you would.
Yeah. Are we ready to kick off?
I think we're ready. I think it's 4 o'clock Eastern.
Okay. Well, I'm totally jazzed about it. So today we're having a special episode where we're having an Intuit developer takeover. And what's so special about that is we've got a lot of extra guests today who are going to be sharing their experiences with last year's 100,000K App Showdown. So it's really exciting to hear from last year's 10 finalists how the experience went for them, and then talk about this year's upcoming showdown that will be in California in November.
That's right, at QuickBooks Connect on November 5th, right?
I think it starts the 4th.
Well, QuickBooks Connect starts on the 4th, but the showdown's on the 5th, right?
Yeah, it's on a Monday, and I'm thinking, I don't remember if it's the 4th or the 5th, but
I'm pretty sure it's the 5th. And what's super exciting about that is we have a huge announcement to make about the showdown and the Appy Hour and how much fun we're going to have at QuickBooks Connect, and I can't wait.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead. Oh, we also have Mariette Martinez with us, who is one of the judges. Hi, Mariette.
With her dimples. Everybody knows those dimples. They're gorgeous.
So let's
So excited to be here with the awesome, happiest girls on the block. So super happy to be here.
we are totally app happy, that's for sure.
We're the appiest.
We're the appiest. So for those of you that might be new to the show, I'm Heather Satterley. I have a firm called Satterley Training and Consulting in Rhode Island. And my firm focuses on helping other people, other small businesses, accountants embrace the QuickBooks Online ecosystem and streamline their processes using apps. So apps are near and dear to my heart. I love them. I think I have a little bit of a problem with them. I actually demoed and tested 17 reporting apps last week.
That's a lot.
It was super fun.
Good on you.
It was super fun. And so I have a few favorites now, but that was a lot of fun. But I do think that I have a little bit of an app problem.
App addiction.
An app addiction, right. So,
app attack.
Yep.
You know, I think though it's kind of a personality, don't you? It's like part of it is, do you want to keep testing the new and the greatest? And then, you know, the other part of it is there's always these updates that happen. So you have to stay current.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I think if you like apps, you like all of that goes into it.
And it's hard because, I mean, you do have to really rein yourself in with the shiny object syndrome, right? Where somebody posts something about an amazing app and you drop everything and you go try it out, which I've never done that.
But back to client work. But
to stay productive, you have to kind of rein that in a little bit, right? So
Definitely. So Heather, my firm is a lot like yours. We do training and setup and implementation. So the ecosystem that revolves around QuickBooks is very important to our firm. And most of the time what we're called in to do is to help streamline processes. So one of my favorite things to do is to go in and figure out what everybody does in the office and then help them with making sure that there's processes in place. So a lot of implementation.
awesome. Well, that's enough about us. Annie Terry, we'd love to introduce Annie. Annie is the senior manager of the developer programs at Intuit Developer, and she's the mastermind behind the $100,000 App Showdown. So we're so excited to have you on our show today, Annie.
I'm so happy to be here. This is so fun.
So
We're thrilled that you're here. And so I'm going to go ahead and share that I saw the rest of this photo, which is gorgeous, by the way, but you've got a developer shirt there, and it actually is blinging in that picture. So yeah, it's a cute shirt.
is it sparkly?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
It's super cute. It's our dev logo in all sequins. I think this team here knows how much I like sequins and confetti and sparkly things. So
Yeah, it's cute.
Swag
Super
is
cute.
sparkly too.
Awesome. Cool. So we also have Marriott Martinez, EA, and I'm not going to pronounce it right because I don't pronounce anything right. So I'm going to let you do that, Marriott.
Are you going to say tú tres maestras? Tú tres maestras.
Tú tres maestras. Did I do it right?
Yes, it was perfect. And anything goes on Appy Hour, so you can say it any which way you want.
Well, do you want to share where you're at right now?
Yes. So, well, first of all, thank you for having me here. You know, everybody knows I love these girls. I think I shared it all over Scaling New Heights. I was going crazy for the Appy girls. And also, Annie, awesome to be here with you. And we'll talk about it in a little bit. But, you know, I have the pleasure, that's one of the reasons why I'm here, the honor of being one of the judges last year. So I want to hear what's happening with them because, you know, you guys won and now what, right? So I'm super excited to be here. And I'm actually, like most of us, you know, all over the place. I'm actually at a conference in my hotel room on this webinar with all of you guys. So that's where I am right now.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. It's so awesome to have you on the show. I love doing anything with you, Marriott.
Oh, me too.
So, all right. So, big news. Let's talk a little bit about the App Showdown. So, the App Showdown is actually, the voting for the App Showdown has been open for a while now. It opened up on, was it August 15th?
August 16th.
16th. And it's closing soon too, right?
Yes, it closes
In 4 days, like
yes.
4 days.
Exactly.
That's like quick.
I know, and
So-
we're already over 30,000 votes, so it's chugging along. So there's been lots of participation, and we're really excited. But yeah, we're in the last few days. This is the big time.
Wow. Yeah, 4 days down. That's not much time left.
So So we put the URL. I made a little short URL so that people could remember it, but it's case sensitive, so you have to type it all in uppercase, and you can go out there and vote for your favorite app. So Anna, can you tell us a little bit, how did it get started? How did Intuit get started with the $100,000 App Showdown? What was the whole vision behind that?
Yeah, so 3 years ago, there was a group of us sitting in a room, and we just started whiteboarding crazy ideas. We actually previously had been giving away money at our hackathons, and which was really cool. We had been giving away money, trying to get people to, really do that ideation. And then we started thinking about, how do we drive real developer success for our published application? So we started with like, oh, we'll just have a social contest and we'll put up a leaderboard. And then we were like, well, let's make it like a year-long contest, and who could be eligible? And then we decided, what if we gave away $100,000 on stage at QVC in front of 5,000 people? And we all agreed that seemed really like a fun idea. And then we were like, well, let's live stream it, and let's live stream it to as many people as possible. So last year it was live streamed to over 100,000 people, the winner. So it's just kind of was this idea around Intuit developers focused on driving developer success. That's our mission. We're trying to get the right apps in the in the hands of the right customers and accountants. And so this contest, which showcases at QVC, and then kind of it's this global contest brings developers from all over the world, was born. And so now here we are, year 3. This is our 2017 App Showdown alumni, which I just cannot let go of because I love them so much. But yeah, we're about to introduce, we're 4 days away from finishing voting, and then we have about a week of finalizing a whole bunch of other criteria, and then we'll be able to announce our finalists for 2018 pretty soon here. So it's been a journey. It's a really exciting thing that we've been on with these developers. And the other cool part of Showdown, which I shouldn't mention, is that beyond just $100,000, we do 6 months of marketing with all 10 of the finalists. So these guys will be able to talk to it later about what it's meant to their business, and what this relationship has meant, and being kind of a named developer in our ecosystem. But it really is a driver of dev success, and we're pretty proud of it.
I just want to highlight that. So 6 months that you stay along afterwards to just help promote them. And, even in setting up the Appy Hour, there's a really strong sense of community and family between all of these apps. And that feels like it's because of that staying along with them for 6 months and continuing that relationship.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's between Intuit and the developers, but it's also between the developers and each other. So I think Kylie put out a tweet that said, it's insane, this voting, and it feels like it's kind of everyone pitted against each other. But as soon as the finalists are named, it becomes this kind of really intense family that journeys along for the next 2 months till Showdown, and then the 6 months after that. So it's really an 8-month journey that we're all together, and it's a lot. It's a lot of training, a lot of prep, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. You get up on stage, and we all cheer, really cheered for each other. And then, we hit the road. We went to a couple different events together. We did webinars together. We did training with CPA Academy together. So you really do bond. We did a lot of dinners, a lot of karaoke. So it really does become this really cool family, the relationship with Intuit and the developers, but also the developers with each other. And integrations are being born out of that. Partnerships are being born out of that. Developers are going together now apps are going together to different conferences and presenting together. So it is cool. It is an amazing thing that honestly I never thought was going to happen, and it has, and it's been really, really fun.
Well, it also seems like there's in talking with you and talking about the apps that are going to be featured here today, it seems like there's also some awareness that happens during that process with you, that they have to really quickly define who they are, what they do, who's their market. And so needing to be able to put that in a small little window of time makes you be really self-aware.
Yeah, we put them through the ringer. It's everything from your 50-word pitch to your 150-word pitch to, all of these different pieces of collateral, to 3 minutes on stage, which is like, some of these guys can share their stories of how that went down, to, really getting crisp on who your identifier is. And then us being able to use that. So, you know, again, like all of these guys have really identified who is your target customer. And it's more than, oh, I do anyone who needs to get data into QuickBooks. Like auto entry has a really specific proposition. And I don't want to say that's due to a Showdown, but I think, you know, the partnership with Intuit, and then we can get really crisp and clear and push that to our customers and really identify that perfect kind of right for me fit. So it's a lot of work, the Showdown for these apps. And they can tell you how much work it is, but I think it's been really, I hope it's been worth it for them.
Very rewarding. I think it has been. So I can't wait to talk to them about that. And internally for our firm, one of the best things that we did was to go through and do a diagnosis of who we are and what do we want to be when we grow up. And so that was such a really great learning experience that it feels like all of these apps have clearly defined that, who and what they are.
Absolutely. I was just watching Simon Sinek's Golden Circle video for a class that I'm taking. We had to watch it again, and I had watched it before, but you know, he says that you have to start with why, and everything builds out from that. And I think that kind of embodies the finalists that are on, you know, that their whole ideology in their businesses. So Annie, what does an app have to do to enter the $100,000 App Showdown and to qualify to be, you know, to be able to be voted for?
I mean, this year it's super simple. So it's you just had to publish on apps.com between August 16th, 2017 and August 15th, 2018. So it was a year of applications that were eligible. And then you had to go and fill out 45 seconds. So I think David Leary actually timed how long it took to fill out the form. And just kind of, if you're looking at the screen, it's just kind of create that little app card. And then that was it. So, you know, it's pretty simple. And then, you know, the next phase is this voting phase, where they're just really getting their communities engaged, getting everyone excited about them, and voting for their application. There's also this kind of behind the scenes things that's happening right now. We're evaluating each of these applications. So we're doing these kind of massive reviews of every single application. You know, we're looking at their integration with QuickBooks, we're looking at their reviews, we're looking at their connections, we're looking at their ratings, we're looking at all kinds of different things that kind of start to build the algorithm which eventually kind of pushes out the next 10. And then from there, it's the road to QVC.
The road to QVC.
Yeah.
Super excited. And how many apps entered this year? How many apps do we have to choose from?
I think we had 53 apps enter this year. So from all parts of the globe. So it was, 53 apps from all over the world. UK, Australia, India, Central America, North America, and then, I guess that includes Canada. So US and Canada, yeah.
And what are the finalists? So you pick the 10 finalists. When the voting closes, you'll pick the 10 finalists, and then you bring them to QuickBooks Connect, and then.
Yeah. So between now and then, we do a ton of prep. We just send them through the ringer. So we do a ton of pitch rehearsals. We put them through PR training. We work with them on cleaning up their app card, getting more reviews, doing anything that possibly needs to happen. We work really closely with all 10 of them. And then we bring them to QuickBooks Connect. We put them up in the hotel. We buy them a booth at QVC so they get to showcase their product. And then the first day, on the accountant day, is when they pitch on stage in front of, on the big, huge stage. They each have 3 minutes, that's it, to pitch their app to a panel of judges. So Marriott was one of our judges last year. And so their fate kind of just now is decided by these 4 judges.
So let's talk about that. So there's 4 judges, and we have one of last year's judges with us. So do you want to share what your experience was in judging, how that went for you?
Yeah, you know, it was actually really surreal because I think I shared with Annie afterwards, until I actually was sitting there as a judge 5 minutes before it started, I didn't really get why I was a judge, because a few other people were kind of from my perspective, really big people. There are people from very, very large organizations that can make, that make really big decisions. And I was a small business owner, yes, an accountant, yes, a pro advisor, yes, an advisor of my clients to get apps. But I just kind of felt like I didn't get why I was there. But it all like lit up, like literally the minute the first person came on stage. And what happened was, when they would pitch at the end of the day, when everyone would pitch, I would always go back and say, well, how is that going to help the small business owner? How is that going to help them every day? How are you going to make our lives better as accountants advising on your app? And it actually was something that none of the other three could ask because they weren't where I was. And the light turned on. And I'm like, okay, Annie, I get it now.
Yes. I think that's a really good point. So one of the things you're saying is it's not just the pro advisor accountants, but it's also, it's several different types of judges looking at the apps from several different points of view that make up that judging panel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we definitely tried to do that. We tried to look for, when we think about who we are judging, you don't want groupthink in that room. In Marriott, we can't talk about it, but it was a little bit, it's contentious, right? Like, people bring different points of view. We were in there for, I think, an hour and a half. I was like, oh my gosh, the mac and cheese is gone. We drank all the beer. Like, we needed, make a decision. And it's deciding who gets $100,000. So last year, we had someone from Lighter Capital, which is the Intuit developer, $15 million Lighter Capital Intuit developer fund. So this is someone that's thinking about, does this have a good business plan? Are they fundable? Is this going to make it in kind of that space? Marriott, of course, is bringing like our community's point of view, like our ecosystem. Is this an app that makes sense for our customers? Is this an app that works, for accountants? And again, all 10 should have won $100,000. Like, I wish I could do that. That would be amazing.
Okay, so let's talk about the prizes though. So not only is there the $100,000, but then you've also got, you said the booth space. So you bring those 10 finalists to QuickBooks Connect, and they're also their entry fee is then waived. And then is there like a space that they're all together at QuickBooks Connect, so you kind of see all of the 10 finalists together?
Yep, exactly. So this year will be very similar to last year. It's kind of like this startup alley. So it'll be all the Showdown finalists and all of our like early development apps will all be in the same exhibit hall where we're also doing the App Showdown contest. And also that cool bazaar will be in there. So it's going to be a really fun exhibit hall. But yeah, they each have their own booth. They each get a chance to pitch for $100,000. They each get the hotel, and then they each get the 6 months of marketing.
That's awesome. I mean, the 6 months of marketing. I can't wait till we get to the point where we're talking to our apps so I can ask them, how did that affect your business? I mean, that feels like it's huge.
Yeah. And I think that just kind of puts an exclamation point on how important it is for us to go out and vote for our favorite apps that are contenders now, right? To make sure they get a shot at those 10 spots to be finalists for this year.
Yes. So. And with going back to the judges, so not only is it from the pro advisor perspective, but it's also, one of your judges is also a business owner themselves, and so it's from the small business owner perspective as well. Is that right?
I think we got lucky with Marriott last year. We're still kind of figuring out our judging panel this year. Marriott, you do a lot. So that you had a really interesting perspective. But yeah, ideally it's someone that's in the small business space. We also had Deborah Louie last year, who was, sits on the Intuit board, but is also a VP over at Facebook. We like someone who's in the funding space. But yeah, we try to create a really diverse judging panel so that everyone brings different points of view. The other cool thing that's happening this year, which we didn't get to do last year, but we're doing live voting this year. So the audience will actually get to participate at not only the audience in the room, but the audience at home. So think of like American Idol. You can text, kindful to 22232 and make your vote. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a fun thing we'll get to do this year.
That is fun. I think that anything that you can do like that's live, it makes people feel like they're part of it. Even if they're not there at Connect, they are part of it because they're voting live. So I think, Heather, you want to talk about like what we're going to be doing at QuickBooks Connect?
Yes, I'm so excited about this. So the App Showdown is on Monday night. of QuickBooks Connect, November 5th, and it starts at 6 o'clock. So at 5:45, Liz and I are going to be doing a pre-show party to kind of get everybody warmed up and excited about the announcement of the finalists. We're so excited to be part of that. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
It's going to be thrilling.
So we decided to have a showdown of our own.
Why not?
Right,
It
why
seems
not?
appropriate.
We'll keep with the theme. So we are having the $100,000 Appy Hour drink showdown.
And we need the finalists to be selected.
We do. We need the finalists. So the cool thing about this is that when you vote for your drink, there's 3 of them, and you're going to vote for your favorite one, and that favorite drink is going to be served at the $100,000 App Showdown pre-show.
I love that. Like, I
know.
think that's really, really fun. I think this is exciting. So I can't wait to see who the winner is. So we're going to go ahead and share our 3 contestants.
Yes. So, and I think what we're going to do is, why don't we go ahead and do our toast, and we can show the drinks. We'll try them. We'll give some feedback. And does that sound like a good plan?
I love it.
All right,
love
awesome.
it.
So
Okay.
I think Liz and I have made all 3. I think some of our app friends have made drinks as well. So this is the spicy Appy Pie.
Can I
And
just tell you how much I love this? I just absolutely love the name. Heather named these, and spicy Appy Pie. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just love the name of it. So
right, because it's got cinnamon, it's got Fireball in it, it's got that vanilla vodka, and it is super duper yummy. So
it tastes like an apple pie, like really.
It does.
A yummy apple pie. So I'm gonna drink mine right now. Mm-hmm.
And it is absolutely delicious. Bradley wants to know,
good.
Annie, Bradley wants to know if you're drinking straight vodka.
She always does.
That's the next drink. It's just the vodka drink.
Secrets. Let's ruin our secrets.
The cocktail is vodka.
So
I don't know if you can see
we
it.
have
I
our
put, like brown
flask.
sugar on the outside of this.
Oh, you got your flask. I love it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Travel size.
Oh, this is so fun.
I gotta just say that it's a little strong. It's a little strong. It's got the vodka in it and the Fireball. The Fireball, that's like a cinnamon. It's just like, the candy, the Fireball candy that you used to have when you were a kid. Maybe you still have it now as an adult like me. It's cinnamon. It's like a Fireball.
You know what I forgot was I have my Yeti cup of ice here, and so I was going to pour my ice in it because it's really good cold too. Okay.
It is good. So I really like that one too. That was delicious.
Yeah. To me, that's like a winner chicken dinner.
Right.
Okay,
Then we
all
have this one, which is really fun. And it's the $100,000 Show Glow.
Here it is.
Okay, this is my favorite. This is the one I'm drinking. It's delicious.
Well,
It is the best
it
one.
reminds me of like a margarita, except for just like with a kick. And then it really does with the black lights. I tried this in my kids' room, and I took my Show Glow in there and put it up to their black light that's on their wall, and they were like, "What are you, Mom? What are you doing?"
How many of those did you already drink, Mom?
Ladies, I think if that one wins, like for 5 seconds, you got to turn all the lights off and just hold up the glasses.
I love that idea.
That would be really fun.
Yeah, you got to get that done.
It's so good.
That
Pressure
is really good. I
A
think I have too much
practical decoration.
salt on my rim.
My lime is hitting my face, so I had to move it.
That's a good one.
I like it.
I think I put lemon instead of lime by accident. So
Wait, who was it that was sharing with us that they put extra tequila in there?
Hello.
Who was it?
Melissa.
I took a leaf from Annie's book, and no, I'm joking, but yes, tequila is the best part of this drink. It's delicious.
it is. I love tequila too. I'm a big tequila fan.
Yeah.
And the tonic water gives it a nice little zing, and that's also what makes it glow, right? Isn't that right?
No, it's the quinine. And so okay, I don't know if you know this, but this is science class, guys. Quinine, it cures malaria.
Right.
Yeah. So if you drink this, you won't catch malaria.
So healthy, guys.
It's healthy. It's medicinal.
Bottoms up, everyone.
Bottoms up.
Yep.
No malaria.
All right, are we ready for our third contender in our drink showdown?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Bring it on.
It's the Fall for Innovation Punch.
Okay.
And this one, oh, I didn't change the recipe on the slide.
That's okay. So what happened, guys, is the Midori melon liqueur, I decided reminded me of a child with cough syrup. So out went the melon liqueur and in went the sour apple pucker, and it makes it awesome. So Mariette, you're like shaking your head. I'm just keeping it real.
I mean, I'm literally going to go home. Remember, I'm at a conference. I just want to go home and make all these. And that's all I want to do.
Please do. And, I say put the sour apple pucker in here. And so it makes it a kind of a cool green color and way tasty.
I agree. I have Midori PTSD from college. I think I would definitely swap out.
The sour apple, it makes it the right amount of the reason that it's called fall.
Only way to go.
Oh, what'd you say?
I said single malt. Only way to go. With a rock.
With a rock. With a rock.
A big rock in the cup.
A big chunk of ice. Well, the Fall for Innovation has got fall type flavors in it with the apple juice and the cranberry and the sour apple pucker. So it's good.
This is going to be hard because they're all really good. Like, there isn't one that I don't like. I definitely have a favorite.
Ladies,
I have a favorite too.
I think you are totally having a fan here. This bird wants to have a drink. Look at that.
Here, wait.
He's checking on my window. She's literally checking on the window.
He wants to watch the Appy Hour.
He wants to watch the Appy Hour and have a drink.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. I just, yep, yummy. Okay, so Heather, you want to tell how they can vote that it's going to be live for, is it 24 hours? Is that what we're doing after the show?
I was going to leave it. I figured we'd let them vote. I thought we'd let them vote as long as they could vote for the finalists. So let's leave it up till the
4 days?
Yeah, let's do 4 days.
Okay, perfect.
And you can use this bit.ly, and I should have done it all caps, I'm sorry. But you can use that bit.ly, it'll bring you out to a Google form, and you can vote for your favorite drink. And those recipes, the actual recipes that we drank today are on that Google form. So definitely try it out. I mean, you don't have to do it today. I know in California on the West Coast, it's like 1:30. So you can wait till tonight or tomorrow, or if you were.
I appreciate that.
Or not.
Or you can do it right now. So
Dedication.
you can do that. So you'll just go out and you'll vote for your favorite drink, and we'll tally it up. There's also a link to this poll, I believe, on our Facebook page, so you can find it there as well. And there's also a link to the poll on the website. So I should show, and there's also links on our website. If you go to the bar book, you'll see that each of these drink recipes are in the bar book on our website. If you click on it, it brings you to a landing page where you can find out more information about the showdown. You can click to vote for your favorite drink, click to vote for your favorite app. You can click to vote for everything there. And so you can do that as well. And that's just qbappyhour.com, and you can find that.
Okay, so I'm posting the link in Twitter and on our Facebook page. That way everybody has a chance to go get it. Oh my gosh, okay. So are we ready to get started with our apps?
We are so ready to get started with our finalists.
So are you okay if I start?
Oh, yep. No, that sounds
One
great.
thing before we do, there's one of our devs is stuck, I think, as a attendee instead of a panelist. I don't know
okay. I can go.
You want to work on that, and I'll start talking to A2X?
Is it Andrew?
No,
that's me.
It's Fiona Finn.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me find you, Fiona. There you are. I allowed you to talk. I'm going to promote you. Oh, where'd you go? There you are. I'm going to promote you to a panelist. You are now, congratulations, you're a panelist.
Super. Hey, welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's our Appy ship. So you just joined. So let's go ahead and start talking about A2X, and let's start talking about how the App Showdown has changed your visibility, and what differences, what has happened since the App Showdown. So welcome,
yeah,
Paul.
well, thank you. Yeah, it's me. Yeah. Well, look, I think within the first couple of months after the App Showdown, connections between our A2X software and QuickBooks Online just really started to take off. And I don't think that was a coincidence, Annie. I think a lot of it was to do with all of the promotion that Intuit Developer was able to give all of our products. And I think just as important as that growth in subscriptions was it really helped us understand how best to work with Intuit all around the world. We were able to understand who to work with on different marketing opportunities and integration opportunities, and that's really strengthened what is a strategic relationship for us, working with Intuit all around the world.
Paul, I think you hit on something that's like really important. It's like, how do you work with Intuit? And so this connection strengthened how and who you work with, and probably got you an audience that is more designed to fit exactly who you want to market. And so do you want to tell us who are the best fit customers for your product?
Yeah, thank you. The two groups, our ideal client for A2X, which by the way provides a connection between Amazon systems and QuickBooks Online.
And I'm sorry, I meant to ask you that first. So let me go ahead and put that nail in there, what exactly A2X does. So yeah. A2X does the thing between Amazon and QuickBooks that none of us can figure out.
That's right. Anybody who's tried to account for sales and fees on Amazon knows it's a
nightmare.
Yeah, it's hard,
yes.
And it's almost impossible to reconcile. And A2X is the solution to that. It gives rigorous accrual accounting, and everything goes in the right financial periods, and it always reconciles, and it automates it. So the value that A2X delivers people is it saves a ton of time every month with all those Amazon transactions, and it gives people confidence that their financials are correct. So the ideal customer for A2X is an accounting firm or pro advisor or bookkeeper that serves e-commerce clients. And of course, if you have e-commerce clients, a lot of them are going to be selling on Amazon, and so we have. I think now over 70 accounting firms that have adopted A2X for all their Amazon seller clients, and that's growing. And so that's how we work with accounting firms. Then, of course, there are a lot of businesses that do it the other way. They come directly to A2X and then set it up and then have their accountant use the results. So A2X in that sense is for businesses that sell on Amazon, in the United States, of course, with Amazon.com, but also the 5 European marketplaces, Canada, Mexico, Japan, Australia, India, and all the multi-currency things that go with that. There's a lot of extra things that A2X helps people with. So all that, and by the way, there are now, Amazon does occasionally publish the accounts of how many seller accounts there are. They now have over 3 million seller accounts on Amazon marketplaces worldwide. Wow. And over 1 million of those are business accounts. So all those people need a lot of help with how to account for their transactions there, and that's where A2X comes in.
Well, and one of the other questions I want to ask you is, how are you different from other products that are out in the market? And one of the things, the leads that I'm going to give to that for you is to say there really isn't anything else like you. And so what I mean by that is that connection where you take those e-commerce customers, you pull out the data, and you're able to see all of the fees that are associated with, sometimes there's market fees, there's the merchant fees. And so there's all different types of Amazon fees that you don't always know and can actually total about 20%. And then you've got the bundling, the batching of the deposits. And so that's also very, very difficult to always understand. And so that's where A2X is golden. So, I mean, I'm going to say, is there anything different between you and your competitors that I didn't name?
Yeah, well, if I could just expand on that a little bit, there are plenty of apps out there that will connect to Amazon and connect to QuickBooks, but they are solving, for the most part, trying to solve a different problem, which is more to do with individual order fulfillment and connecting into inventory systems. And a lot of them will try to post every order to the accounting system. A2X is quite, and that's fine for what it is at small transaction volumes, but good luck trying to reconcile anything. And if you can't reconcile it, then basically you haven't got accurate financials. So A2X, I'd capture the difference of A2X as it comes from the other point of view. It says, we want to have rigorous accrual accounting for everything that goes through the Amazon marketplace, and it must reconcile to the bank account where Amazon is paying out settlement amounts. And so everything is built from that fundamental matching revenue and expenses accounting principle. And it's also designed to scale, which is why we batch up the, I guess you could say batch up the transactions, because, there are Amazon sellers out there that are doing thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of orders every month. I don't know if you've ever tried to post 300,000 orders to QuickBooks Online in a month. Yeah, just don't.
Just don't.
Just don't. And you mentioned the number of fees. And I think people who know a bit about e-commerce, you think about a PayPal transaction or a credit card transaction, you've got a revenue amount, you've got some payment processing fees, and then you've got your cost of goods sold. You can't think like that when it comes to Amazon. That Amazon merchant account, I was looking at it a couple of days ago, there are now over 320 transaction types that can go through the Amazon merchant account.
Which is why we want to have you back on our show in December, because it feels like you fit in exactly with, we're doing an e-commerce series. And so our hope is to have you back in December to elaborate on how you solve this e-commerce problem.
Hey, we'd love to be back. Brilliant.
Oh, we'd love it. We'd love it.
Paul, if you could just share in the chat window with everybody how they can get in touch with you in case people are interested, that would be awesome.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll do that. I'll do that shortly. Yeah, absolutely.
While you're doing that, I want to move over to auto entry. And so auto entry. Oh, there you are, Tom. Okay.
Hey,
so,
how are you?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
So let's
God,
ask you the same.
That is an old picture, though. That is in Dublin. I look mighty happy in that photo, don't I?
Mighty happy.
Look pretty excited.
I'm an excited boy there, definitely.
Mighty happy. So I'm going to ask you the same question. So
yes.
How has the showdown changed your visibility?
Yeah, and I think one of the things I'm going to be able to provide some perspective on for all of the other apps that are in this year's showdown is really the apps that are bringing themselves from other territories to the US. And we were actually really lucky that when we, in November of last year, we were just setting up our US operations. And actually being part of the App Showdown has really helped us in just increase the brand awareness in the US, because we have a great relationship with Intuit in the UK, and we had a great relationship with Intuit in Australia, but really we weren't as familiar with Intuit in the US, nor were the CPA firms familiar with auto entry. So being part of the sort of App Showdown, being promoted, if you will, as a really fundamental part of the QuickBooks ecosystem has kind of given us that sort of credence, if you will, that's been able to really help us get in front of people, get in front of new businesses.
That makes sense. You're saying, hey, if we're being, I don't want to say partner, but if you're working together with Intuit, that really does add a lot of legitimacy to what you're doing.
Absolutely. And do you know what? And people really value that. And I don't blame them at all, because look, there's a lot of apps out there, and there's a lot of, what is the QuickBooks ecosystem now? What, 600 apps? And be able to kind of, to pull us down to sort of 10 and say, hey, these guys are people we really have a great relationship with. As I said, giving us that kind of, credibility, if you will, really helped us when we were having those early days and initial conversations with US and Canadian CPAs.
So expanding on that, what does auto entry do? So you're saying there's all of these apps there. So tell us about auto entry and who is your market?
Yeah, absolutely. So we all know sort of the data entry category, if you will, is kind of, you know, to degrees a little bit crowded, and there's a lot of people that are doing it, but really what auto entry specializes in is auto entry, I like to say, we're the Swiss Army knife of data capture. Yeah, cliche term, but it works. The reason why it works is we're not just like a receipt capture app. Yeah, we don't just capture bills and get them into QuickBooks Online. What auto entry really does is we capture bills, we capture invoices, we capture receipts, we capture sales side of invoices, bank statements, credit card statements, statements from credit unions, POs. Really, we capture all of that information and we can push that directly into QuickBooks Online, or actually even QuickBooks Desktop as well. And even in that, what makes us different, over and above us just capturing all of that data, what auto entry does is we really specialize, what I like to call in the granular detail of what we capture. And again, what I mean by that is if we just look at capturing bills and we just look at capturing invoices, a lot of companies, you'll just be able to capture the totals and push that directly into QBO. What auto entry can do, and what really what we specialize in, is we'll capture the bills, and what we'll do is we'll go into that line item detail. So it's really, really valuable for any of the companies that the CPA is dealing with that requires granular level of capture in all of the bills they push into QBO. So yeah, really that's kind of what makes us unique.
Heather, you have any questions?
So what is the, I think what is the, I mean, you've talked about what sets you apart. What do customers love best about auto entry? I mean, I can think about what I would love best about that, but what are your customers, what is their resounding favorite feature?
I think there's in terms of functionality, what they love best and what we're most known for is probably going to be sort of the bank statement capture and the line item capture. That's really with the functionality wise what they love best about us, what I just mentioned. But in terms of what customers actually love best, and really if we go through the apps.com, we read the reviews and kind of listen to what our clients are saying about us, is probably our service, to be honest with you. Because so to a degree, it's us, it's ourselves, without sounding too big-headed. Because if you read what they're saying, they're telling us very regularly, you know, as soon as we have an issue, although we're growing as a company, what we really try to retain is that kind of small app culture. And in terms of small app culture, what I mean is if there's something that we need to sort of enhance about auto entry, there's something that a customer's requesting from us, well, oftentimes we'll just do it. We'll just build it for them and also get that done pretty quickly as well.
That is so important. I mean, it really does, the customer service and support really does frame the whole app experience. So when you nail that, that speaks volumes for, you know, your app and really how it's perceived in our space. Absolutely. So awesome. Well, thank you. And again, if you would please share your contact information in the chat.
Thank you for having us.
So that everybody can reach out to you for a demo and find more information. That would be great.
Excellent. Cheers. Thanks very much.
Thanks. All right, so next we have Cleo. So we have, on Cleo, we have Fiona who joined us. So hi, Fiona, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
We're doing really well. We're having a great time. So how Cleo is, it's an app that's very niche, right? It's for the legal, for lawyers to manage. Can you tell us a little bit about what sets Cleo apart and what your jam is, so to speak?
For sure. So Clio is essentially a legal practice management platform. So our prime customers are lawyers, and we're kind of expanding who we best serve based on our functionality and based on the flexibility of our tool, kind of scaling from focusing on solo and small firms to more enterprise and large firms. And so what that does, it allows us to work with a larger group of QuickBooks users and accountants that can manage the back end and accounting part of running a law firm. So Clio essentially manages everything from client intake to invoice, and then we work with partners like QuickBooks to manage the back end and accounting and that kind of thing.
Awesome. So how did the showdown change Clio's position and its business?
So I think first and foremost, it gave us a really great opportunity to connect with QuickBooks customers and accounting professionals in real life at the QuickBooks conference, and then also online on social media and also through events like this. So it was a really great opportunity to expose accounting professionals to new business opportunities and working with law firms. And I also would definitely say that working with the QuickBooks developer team really taught us a lot about how to position ourselves in an app marketplace, how to engage with customers that way, how to drive people to our profile. And as Clio is setting up our own app directory and integrating with other tools as well, that's really a learning that we can take and kind of fuel this new way of development and fuel other startups and connecting with other platforms like Clio. So that was a really, really great learning opportunity for us and something that we're trying to share with other startups and other companies as we move forward.
That's awesome. And what do your customers love best about Clio?
So I would say probably one of the greatest things that we hear directly from our customers is that they love our customer-centric approach, both in how we provide them with customer service and also how we innovate in our product. So probably one key example of that would be last year we did a total replatform and redesign of our product. And that was primarily based on about 600 hours of customer interviews. We spent about 60 days doing on-site customer visits, and we really were able to build a product that was based on customer feedback and for our customers.
That's awesome. So excellent. Is there anything else that you think that our attendees should know about Clio as they go out into the world and work with their attorney clients?
Yeah, sure. Attorneys are great people to work with. I would also say the partnership that we have with, I know it sounds scary.
It's a loyal group of people. So I can say that about it.
And again, it's a very niche space within which to work, but it's a great place to work as well. And I think that as we evolve like legal technology in itself with Clio and tools like this, it's easier to engage and to run a business as well. So yeah, I think it's a really exciting time to work with different niche products and different niche areas of professionalism.
Fiona, do you think that there's an opportunity for more pro advisors or more accountants to really move into this niche space? Do you feel like there's kind of a lack of good pro advisors and advisors to help your customers?
Absolutely. I think even for lawyers themselves, finding a really valuable accountant that understands their problems is a really, really valuable business opportunity. And so what we try to do is we actually have our own affiliate program for QuickBooks accountants. And you can become Clio certified as a QuickBooks accountant. So understanding our product, you can get a free license to our product. And so then you can work with many law firms being the expert of both the tool that they work in every day and the tool that they need to do their back-end accounting in. So that's a really exciting thing that we do as well. Another thing that Clio is trying to do is really fuel the next generation of lawyers. So we make Clio available to law schools all over the US and in Europe. So as they come up and learn about studying law, they also start to learn about how to run a business and the technology that they need to do that. So hopefully that's setting up the next generation of law firms up for success.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you so much, Fiona.
Will you also post information like how to reach out to you in our chat?
Of course.
Thank you. And then locate inventory.
Hi, Kylie.
Yes, where's Kylie? There's
right
Kylie.
Here.
There's Kylie. So did you bring your sorting hat?
My chapeau.
You know, I was like jonesing for that sorting hat as a Harry Potter fan.
It did help me decide which cocktail to make, so I think it made the right call.
Oh well, you know, the sorting hat has all kinds of powers. So, same question. How do you feel like the Showdown has changed your visibility in the market or partnering with Intuit?
Yeah, kind of like what Tom was saying really resonates with us. We came into the App Showdown really new on the market. We had built up a successful consulting firm over many years, but once we built the Locate product, we were only in the App Store for maybe a month before we entered the Showdown. So being able to go to QuickBooks Connect just off the bat, because we were still a penny pitching startup, But to go to QuickBooks Connect and to be associated with Intuit, have that credibility, especially in the market like inventory management, that's a big app. That's a big part of somebody's business. It's not something that you just try and, bounce around. You really want to commit to one that's going to work for you. So being able to kind of break into that space and have that credibility and get our name out there was really, really amazing.
And I feel like this community really cheers for each other. And so knowing where you start and the way that you've grown really makes everybody passionate about watching your success. And so talking about locate inventory, of course it's inventory and you're around the QuickBooks ecosystem, but is there an ideal customer that you market to or look for?
Yeah, absolutely. So we built Locate specifically to serve a group that we saw in our consulting firm was not being well served in the market. And those are companies that are growing, inventory-based companies that are growing. And as we know, with inventory, that can really overload your QuickBooks file with all that data. It can get really complicated. And so we saw our clients were growing and there really wasn't another option for them to stay in the QuickBooks market. They were going to have to jump to an ERP system, and they didn't want to do that. They wanted to keep their accounting in QuickBooks. So we built Locate for those customers. So it's businesses that have 5 or more users, but really up to 50, 60 users. Our biggest client is fulfilling over 1,000 orders a day. So we really grab that upper end, larger companies who would have trouble staying in the QuickBooks market. Not only on QuickBooks Online, but we also bring them from desktop to online, which is really another big thing in inventory that had been missing.
Well, I would love for you to share some information about Locate, and even later on, would love to have you back to talk more about Locate, because inventory is one of those areas that as pro advisors sometimes we stay away from, and so it would be really nice to have you on to say, this is how we work and this is how we integrate, and to be able to share that experience with especially this accounting bookkeeper ecosystem.
Yeah, and that's really our goal, is to show, because we know whenever we go to conferences and someone asks us, what do you do? And we say inventory,
it's like,
half the time the reaction is
they do. They're like, oh, I don't want that.
They're gone. But we really want to show how we built Locate with the accountant in mind. We summarize the accounting. We keep everything really simple, really clean. We make their life easier. The customers can grow, but the accountant can also reconcile really easily, keep everything clean. So we take the out of inventory.
I love it that you take the out of it. So I'm going to move on because we have about 5 more minutes to get through our other apps. But again, Kylie, post in the chat how to reach out to Locate.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. And Shopbox, where are you? Let's see, Shopbox.
Hello there.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Super. See, now you were talking about the tequila earlier, so I'm going to raise my glass.
Yeah, I told you guys all, I had to go make one for myself.
Mm-hmm. If I could ship it, I would. So how about you tell us what you do in the market and about the custom fabricating that you do. So the problems that you solve. Oh, we just lost our PowerPoint.
That's okay. I'm going to bring it back in just a second.
Oh, okay.
We're having a conversation.
Go ahead.
All right. So we provide turnkey software which sits in between your email and your QuickBooks. So for a small business, generally, they cannot afford to have so many other applications. So we provide everything all the way from the first phone call to their invoice. And even within that, we do a very niche fabrication, which is graphics industry. For sign makers, embroidery, screen printing, awards, engraving, those kind of people, right? So we concentrate on the graphics industry. And there are basically 3 fundamental problems. One is everything is custom priced. So they need to know how to price the customer. And not only that, the employees don't know how to price it. So it's always in the owner's head because of a small business.
Right.
So we take that intelligence out of it and put it into our software. So if they enter the variables, it'll spit out the price. So that is one problem we solve. The second problem we solve is the whole collaboration. From the point that they design till it is made, there are about 5 different companies that will touch it: the designer, the salesperson, the customer, the vendor, and so on. And if you go wrong, you have to redo it, and it costs you twice or thrice the money, right? So we remove all of that, and everybody is on the same page. We also do custom workflow. To make a small sign like a banner, it might take 5 steps. To do a t-shirt, it might take 10 steps. So we provide the software for that custom workflow to be able to process that through pretty easily. So that is basically the fundamental problem we solve. And the software is not just built for that. It is built for any custom fabrication. And after QuickBooks Connect, we went from 4 industries to, I think, almost about 8 industries or 9 industries.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Now more different industries know about Shopbox, and we've done framing industries. We have done, there was one lady who does custom cakes. So she wants to use Shopbox and so forth. We have in LA, we just had one. They have a anti-graffiti wallpaper, right? Like a cling. So you can put an anti-graffiti cling to your windows, your cars, your signage, and so on. So I think personally, I mean, QuickBooks Connect has been just amazing for us. I didn't even think about what we have gained from it.
Well, so I would almost like say that unless people knew that you existed, that they might not even know that a solution like yours was even an option.
Right.
And so you're solving a true problem, and the visibility of Intuit has probably really been substantial in your customer growth.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, being a small business, as a couple of others said, your customers, you get a big credibility. And one other thing, I don't know if a lot of people have seen it or not, and especially because we won the 100,000, the morale of our staff is just through the roof.
So I just heard that. So we won the 100,000. Just kind of slip that in there. Yeah.
So we just, I mean, that just adds a total different level of vibe into the company. I mean, we are such a small company. We all work from home, so we don't even have an office. I mean, we meet once a year at a retreat, and because we won, and I blurted out, "I'll take you to Las Vegas," on stage. So they said, we're going to go to New Zealand. So we're going to New Zealand this year because of QuickBooks Connect.
Great.
Oh, that's fabulous. I'm sure that your staff loves you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
special commemoration T-shirt because of this win. So we'll show that once it's done.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, like, New Zealand culture, everything. So it'll be cool.
That's fabulous. Well, again, I'm going to ask for you to go ahead and share how people can get a hold of you inside of our chat. And thank you for joining us today, because again, I think that this is a solution that if not everybody knew existed, they wouldn't know that they could come to you with their fabrication needs and how to piece it together.
Right.
So Kindful.
We've got Kindful.
Yeah. How is everyone?
Super.
And
I have to find your talking head. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm Bradley.
Hi,
So
Bradley.
How are you?
But, I'm Bradley. Yeah.
Welcome. So how has the being a finalist in the Showdown impacted Kindful's business and, the direction of your business?
Yeah, so I think the big thing for us was before the Showdown, primarily almost all of our accounts we serve nonprofits. We're a donor management system for nonprofits. And typically, most of our clients were coming direct to us and then integrating. One of the big features we have was the integration directly with QuickBooks that people got really excited about once they came to us, because so many nonprofits are already using QuickBooks. And one of the things we've seen is through all the events, we've built a really significant network of accountants that are now recommending Kindful to their clients. And the app the line we kind of used at Scaling New Heights was that, with our platform, you can keep the nonprofit employees in the donor management system and keep the accountants in QuickBooks.
Ah, well, that's a very clear message.
Yeah, and that's something, especially for accountants that they find really valuable, right, is not having to have the nonprofit employees entering in donations and things like that directly into QuickBooks. And
absolutely
can keep that volunteers and things like that all out of the system in the donor management system, and then push those transactions over to QuickBooks.
Yeah, that's fabulous. And so, as far as Kindful, do you have a market area that are your best customers?
Yeah, we work with nonprofits of all sizes, but specifically we are a nonprofit donor management system. So you really do need to be a nonprofit 501c3. We also work with organizations in Canada and things like that. But but primarily more traditional nonprofits that are raising funds through direct fundraising is where we really, really win.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So again, I'm going to ask you if Bradley, if you can put more information on how to reach out to Kindful inside of our chat.
Okay, great. Yeah, I would love to.
Thank you. And I just want to say a quick shout out. Mariette had to jump off the call. I'm sorry, we're going a little bit over, but we want to talk to all these amazing apps. I think it's really important that we learn as much as we can from all of them. So we're going to keep going.
Yes.
So
yes.
Awesome. All right. So next up we have Veem. Veem.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Wiley?
I'm good. I just wanted to say real quick, Rao, it is good to see that you made it back from Burning Man. Rao is the proud owner of one of the biggest planes in Burning Man. Pretty cool.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I didn't go this year because we were opening an office in Slovakia. So, but next year.
Oh, good on you.
So maybe we need to see a picture of this plane at some point.
Right.
You won't miss out.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. So tell us about Veem and tell us about who and what you do.
Yeah. Veem is the simplest way to make payments that there is, I hope. We make payments domestically, and then we also make fee-free payments to over 95 countries in the world, a little bit faster, better exchange rate, and again, without charging you like a bank or PayPal or any of those guys would.
So being able to transfer money out and make accounts payable payments, is that?
That's it. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. So we work well with SMBs and ever since this contest, more and more with pro advisors as well.
I love that. And so is, as far as I'm going to say your preferred customers, I'm going to go ahead and ask the questions, but I'm going to say anybody who has payables, right?
Anybody who has payables, that works. Yeah, anybody. Our sweet spot is the international ones still. We do the domestic ones because they're easy, but the international ones. So if anybody is sending a wire or using PayPal for business, or I don't even know, sending a paper check overseas, I don't know how else you would do it. That's really our sweet spot. And usually we say companies with under 50 employees because we're simple, quick, and easy to use.
That's fabulous. And so I'm going to ask if you can put how to contact you in our chat. We're also going to share this out on Facebook, so that way people who want to reach out and learn more about Veem, especially knowing that you do international wires, that's going to be very useful.
Okay, perfect. Happy to put it in.
All right, next we have Dry Run. So cash flow, right? We're managing cash flow with Dry Run.
Absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. And it looks like you have a bunch of balloons behind you, Barb.
I will tell you, we are getting ready to throw a little party here in Calgary, Alberta for the upcoming IPBC conference for bookkeepers, right? So I'm here with Chatta AI, so robot language. So that's we're a good pairing. So so they're actually in the showdown as well. So there's gonna be an act of violence as soon as I get off here because I keep pinging people who are blowing up balloons. So forgive me. Yeah,
tell
so
them
cash
we'll
flow.
make them a drink. So yeah, it'll be all.
Yeah, we've got plenty.
You gotta make one of their drinks.
We got plenty. We got it covered. So yeah, cash flow forecasting. We started out in the prior to, so sorry ladies. I'm smiling like a fool because these people were just wonderful to be with and work with. And the development arc over the past year has been just tremendous, both in terms of personal and professional growth. And now I will answer any questions that you have for me.
So, as far as your target market, like, who is it that you work with best, or who do you reach out to?
Okay, well, at the start of the 100K App Showdown process, we have tons, and to this day, we continue to have tons of inbound businesses, okay, who are struggling with their cash flow. So my heartbreaking statistic for this year, as you guys probably know, is that 82% of businesses fail within 5 years due to their cash flow. So you guys know that, you're accountants, like, you got that, okay? These businesses are looking for accountants who understand. So what we learned about our product market fit over the course of the 100K App Show process was that if we can connect accountants and bookkeepers, so pro advisors, with their customers on our platform, then everybody can manage their cash flow better and move into a position of strength and growth. So we actually redefined our product market fit. Oh,
wow.
Balloon
yeah,
pop. So it was amazing. Balloon pop, first one. Amazing process. No, it won't be. People will be sitting on them by 8 p.m. tonight, I guarantee. So.
Who doesn't love balloons?
Right.
Well, and I have to tell you that knowing that you're partnering with another app that's in the showdown, of course, is just really heartwarming because you're sharing that experience and passing it on.
You know what? It's amazing to be able to tell these guys what they can expect, what their own professional development arc might look like, and the opportunities that await them with sort of, I'm going to say, Intuit at the helm. Like, it's just been incredible. Far exceeded my expectations.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, we're happy for you, and we're thankful that you're passing it on in the community.
We are. We're paying it forward.
Okay,
we're going to start in like 5 minutes.
I've been saying to everybody, go ahead and post your how to contact you, but I think that maybe, do you want us to do that for you?
Oh no, I can do that. Okay. I got it.
All right.
All
cool.
good.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you. All right, Heather.
All right. We have one more.
To everybody.
We have one more. We have
Recur 360.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm a fan of Recur 360. I'm just going to go ahead and say that one of the things I really like them for is they help you with being able to process receivables. And so in those recurring receivables, and who I've used them for before and recommended them to is alarm companies that have that reoccurring payment streams that come in. And then even like Heather, you are always doing stuff with your homeowners association. Recur 360 handles those kinds of clients. So who else do you help other than just the ones that I've named?
So I want to thank you for that, because you've opened us up into the home monitoring market, which we never even focused on before. We've started getting a lot of alarm and monitoring companies. We actually just went to the CEDIA conference in San Diego to focus on all the service providers in that. So that's a very expanding market for us. So really, I appreciate that from you. But our focus was, we bring, first of all, Recur 360, our focus is to get you paid and get you paid fast, whether it's on recurring invoicing like subscription-based businesses, or just that you have a lot of receivables out there and you want to automate sending out notifications to get you paid. We built our app for QuickBooks Desktop because it doesn't have the automations that QuickBooks Online features. And then we improve upon things that neither QuickBooks Desktop or Online do. So what's happened to us since QuickBooks Connect is through CFO Tech Outlook, we were just recognized as one of the top 10 billing and invoicing apps for their 2018. So we've gotten greater recognition in the revenue or the recurring recognition space. And that's brought us into working with larger systems like franchise systems, or bigger organizations like in the alarm monitoring, where they're asking us to write integrations with all of their systems to automate the receivables on the recurring side as well. So it's taken us from focusing on like just individual businesses that have a greater need for automating to larger organizations that are now coming to us and having us be the middleman that operates all of their revenue recognition and cash flow collection. So that's what's been really cool. It just took us into different market segments that we just weren't even focusing on, and now we are. That's where we're spending our marketing dollars.
You know, and I hear that is like a repeated thing over and over through all of the Showdown apps, is that being able to know, hey, I've got this really great viable product, and then knowing through into, okay, well, here's all of these markets that actually need you. So it feels like it's been a great opportunity for growth.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Like I said, we used to focus on the accounting trade shows, you know, obviously QuickBooks Connect and AccountX and Scaling New Heights. But now, like with the alarm monitoring, now we're just going to all these other industries that have the same need for recurring subscriptions or receivables. And it's just a focus, because we always focused on accountants, because we're QuickBooks Pro advisors and QuickBooks solution providers. We just never got into specific industries until we had a product that could help them all. So that's really been the cool thing, is just seeing where that trajectory is going.
I love it. Yeah. I do. I think that, you know, being able to have these reoccurring payments, of course, I'm a big fan of as much automation as you possibly can. And so whether it's, you know, the apartment complexes, or it's, you know, the alarm companies, any of these areas that you can say, we know what our fees are going to be, let's just automate it, and then let us know whenever there's a problem. And one of the things that Recur 360 does is if there's a payment issue, they talk to the customer for you. And so I love that. I love that it takes the client out of it. I love that it takes the pro advisor out of it, and the issue's just solved. So great product.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I'm going to ask, can you put in how people can contact you, and we'll share that with Facebook. And again, you know, with the apps that have been on today, if you want to do a deeper dive, we'd love to have you on Appy Hour, so that way you can show more, because I get it that today we were just able to really highlight what everybody's app does and what the App Showdown has done for your businesses. But again, even Shopbox, I mean, we would love to be able to, that's an app that I know, honestly, you know, unfortunately very little about. So I'd love to learn more about what you do, and knowing that you won the App Showdown, that would be just really incredible to have you on the show and share what it is that you do and how more accountants like us can use your product and recommend it.
Another cool thing, I was actually just chatting with Paul from A2X. I think almost everybody will be back at QuickBooks Connect again this year too. So you'll be able to meet all these guys in person and, you know, get a live demo of their application. So we're really excited and looking forward to that as well.
Will they be in their own booth in the
I think
area? Great.
I think almost everybody has their own booth, which is pretty cool. We'll be most likely everyone will be also in that same area where the App Showdown is happening, kind of what was last year called the Downtown Exhibit Hall.
Right.
Perfect.
Awesome. So thank you everyone for joining us today. This has been amazing, fun, and informative. I learned so much about these apps. Some of these apps I had heard of, but a lot of them are new to me. So I can't wait to, you know, learn more about them and go and, you know, dig a little bit deeper. So everybody, I would love if everybody would vote in the App Showdown. We have 5 days left, right? And then we're going to announce the finalists. We'll announce it, of course, you know, of course, Intuit will announce it on their website, which you'll be able to find through that bit.ly link. And then we'll certainly announce it on the QBAppyhour.com as well. So please vote. It's super exciting. And also make sure that you vote for, you know, join us at QuickBooks Connect. Liz and I are so excited to do the pre-show, and we'll be announcing in 5 days too what the winning drink is that will be served at the Appy Hour, the $100,000 App Showdown Appy Hour pre-show party.
Which one will it be? Okay, let's see if I can do this. Here's all 3 of them.
Oh my gosh. I'm wearing them.
So which one's gonna win? I just don't know.
That's right.
So do you want to announce what our next show is?
Yes. So just a reminder to please go and vote for your favorite drink and check out our website. And don't forget to do all these other things. And our next session, our next episode, which is October 9th at 4 o'clock, we're going to explore internet security with our sponsor, Smart Vault. So super excited about that. We're going to talk about what you need to know to stay secure for your clients. Make sure that you know you do your due diligence and you understand what you need to know.
And you know, that even includes like when we travel, what kind of precautions to take whenever we're inside of a hotel room using our
VPN.
Internet on behalf of our clients. So this is going to be a really useful show.
It is, absolutely.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys. And we'll see you guys at QuickBooks Connect.
Thanks for having us. You too.
Have a great evening.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Cheers. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, Kylie. Bye, Tom.
See you around. See you, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
See you, Annie. Bye,
Can't
bye,
wait
bye.
to see that plane.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.